I'd like to call the June 26, 2025 Traffic and Parking Commission meeting to order. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we please have a roll call?
Chair Turner.
Here.
Vice Chair Calderon.
Here.
Commissioner Rice. Excused. Commissioner Emanuel. Excused. Sheriff Designee Lieutenant Fulweiler.
Present.
Public Works Designee Rosa Cortez.
Here.
Commissioner Swadling.
Present.
Commissioner Lang. Excused. Commissioner Stamper.
Here.
Thank you, Chair. We have a quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome the new commissioners. Thank you very much for being here. This meeting has been properly noticed and has been posted in accordance with the open meeting law requirements. Next portion of the agenda is public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. First business item is approval of the minutes of the March 27th, 2025 meeting. Oops, excuse me.
Mr. Chair, there's a person for public comment.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Vanessa Costa Nunez, and I'd like to speak on item 6.
Mr. Chair, it's really at the chair's discretion if you hear the public comment now or during the actual item. It's really your discretion, but the speaker's at the podium. I
was going to say, seeing as how she's already at the podium, go ahead and speak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I currently live in Prairie Rose, one of the areas that's going to be discussed today. And I've been the homeowner there since 2023. And since I've been there, I've seen about 3 crashes that I know of, at least, in the corner of Tool Springs and Joe Marcy. And so I am in support of the installation of speed cushions on Tool Springs. However, I'm coming here today to request the commission to consider maybe adding a sign or other measures, like a sign, like a reflective sign, or other measures to address the speeding and accidents caused in this corner. I think what's going on is maybe at night, Durango, the street that's right next to it, I think maybe as they're driving, they're seeing that it's a through street and they're not turning the corner. They don't know until it's too late to make a right-hand turn, and that's what's causing the accidents. So maybe it's a much bigger sign or something. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. Is number 5, discussion for possible action to install speed cushions on Tom Boulevard between Deer Springs
Chair.
Way and Durrell Lane. Excuse me.
Through you, Deputy City Clerk Yvette Lozoya, for the record, we need to go back to item 4, please.
Okay. Okay, for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference of the regular meeting of March 27th, do I have a motion?
I move that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting on March 27th of 2025, Commissioner Calderon.
Do I have a second?
I second that motion, Commissioner Swadling.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. First discussion item, item number 5, discussion for possible action to install speed cushions on Tom Boulevard between Deer Springs Way and Durrell Lane. Traffic engineering?
All right, good afternoon. Joseph Norby, City Traffic Engineer for the record. In reference to item number 5 comes by way of a citizen inquiry regarding speeding and cut-through traffic on Tom Boulevard, specifically between Deer Springs Way and Durrell. Our staff went out and on the screens there in front of you is what we have as far as the limits and our proposed speed hump locations. Staff went out conducted traffic counts, speed study related to related to this segment of roadway. I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. What we have here is a east and westbound, actually, sorry, oh, that's at the intersection. So we're roughly, 400 vehicles at the intersection of Tom and Durrell, or sorry, Deer Springs in Durrell in that area. Posted speed limit is 25 miles per hour. Average speed limit observed was 35 miles per hour, which puts us 10 miles over the posted speed limit, with an 85th percentile speed of 43. And that's where we start talking about observing vehicles that we would classify as racing or highly exceeding the speed limit. And you've got a decent amount of traffic that does that. Right now, we have seen some really good results from our post studies showing the reduction in speeds, observed speeds with the implementation of speed cushions. It meets all of our requirements in our neighborhood traffic management plan for speed humps based on the roadway classifications. And we do have CLV fire and support for the speed humps that we have been designing and implementing throughout the city. And at this point, we would put it in front of the Traffic and Parking Commission for your approval to install 2 speed humps. I'll go back to the previous slide there. 2 speed humps on Tom between Deer Springs and Durrell.
Thank you. This has been advertised as a public hearing. Is there anyone present who would like to speak on this item? If so, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Seeing as none, I will open it up to, we'll close the public hearing and open it up to the commissioners.
Commissioner Stamper, I move to approve item 5.
None? Do we have a motion?
This is Commissioner Swadling. I make a motion to accept the speed bumps on Tom Boulevard between Deerfield Springs and Durrell Lane.
Do I have a second?
Commissioner Stamper, I second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Next item's item number 6, discussion for possible action to install speed cushions on Tule Springs Road between Farm Road and Joe Marcy Drive. Joe?
Again, Joseph Norby, City Traffic Engineer for the record. In similar fashion, based on some citizen complaints, our team went out and conducted a speed study on Tule Springs between Farm and Joe Marcy as part of the inquiry. On the screen there, before I switch to the next screen, just want to highlight that we sent out over 227 mailers related to the speed hump installation for this location. We received 42 responses back in support, 5 in opposed, and 181 either a no response or indifferent. Some of the data for Tule Springs in this area, we're looking at in the realm of about 1,300 vehicles, almost 1,400 vehicles in this that travel up and down this roadway on a daily basis. Posted speed limit is 25 miles per hour as we are in a residential area neighborhood. And our average speed was 41 miles per hour. So we're 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. And then our 85th, or what we get into the racing, is 50 miles, nearly 50 miles per hour. It does meet our criterias for our neighborhood transportation management plan for the installation of speed cushions. And again, our current design has CLV fire and rescue support, and we have seen good effect of reducing those top-end speed with the installation of speed cushions, and bring it to you guys for discussion and recommend approval for the installation of 2 speed humps as shown on Tule Springs between Joe Marcy and Farm.
I have a question, was brought up by the individual, I think her name is Vanessa. about the speed sign. Right at that curve at Joe Marcy, is there not a speed sign at 15 miles an hour already there?
I believe there is. I was working on getting my computer here up and running so I can show it.
Because I looked it up on
See it.
Google last night, and it looked like there was a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit there, and prior to that, going towards Farm Road, there was a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
So we would have, typically what we would see out there is the posted speed limit on black and white. That's the regulatory speed limit sign, 25 miles per hour is posted. The 15 mile per hour in a conjunction with a curve warning sign, those are recommended speeds that more indicate the severity of the curve that you're coming up to. And a lot of that is to prevent people from going off the road or overturning as they go around the curve. In response to our citizen public comment today, typically that signage is not part of our speed study that we do, but something like that is something we can get our staff out there to either put a flashing beacon on the top of that curve warning sign or something else. We'll look and make sure that it's still in good shape, or if it needs to be replaced, we'll replace it with a new sign. That would be outside of what we're approving today, but we'll take that feedback and push it to our maintenance crews to make sure that we can get some additional awareness of that sign and the degree of that curve that is there.
How much traffic did the study pick up that's on that area between the streets that we're speaking about?
So we're about 1,400 vehicles daily. And if you kind of look at the area, I'll kind of go back, it does provide a lot of connectivity to adjacent residential neighborhoods, as well as there are some on Joe Marcy residents that front that area. So that definitely brings in a little bit more of concern when you have vehicles that front, or residents that front the roadway, because then you're introducing a lot more conflicts of people pulling in and out of their driveway and accessing the road. So, and then, you go on top of that, you've got kids on bikes, you got people walking, pets, exercise, whatever it may be. And so there's just a couple of those things that just kind of heighten our awareness as well as we look at what we can do for speed management.
Because that's a lot of traffic going that way, especially around that curvature there. So
Yep.
I could see, the accidents happening there as they pick up that speed. So whatever you can do afterwards to take a look at that. I know in other areas we put flashing beacons on top of signs that people don't see as they get up close to it or what have you, so that may help somewhat.
Yeah, and I believe we have some larger, just big arrows, I think that, if I'm remembering correctly, that point us around that curve as well.
Okay, thank you.
This has been advertised as a public hearing. Is there anyone present who would like to speak on this item? If so, come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Would you like to give some more testimony, or?
Hello, for the record, my name is Vanessa Costa Nunez, and I live on 7804 Glowing Peak Street, 89131. So yes, there currently are signs, but recently there was an accident where someone went through. If you look up here, that corner, there's like a walkway where people kind of walk to kind of get to Durango. There was a car that went up the sidewalk, hit the wall, missed that house in the corner there, thankfully, but the sign was taken, or like collapsed, and then it was put back up again. But I was just thinking maybe there would be like a flashing sign. I think that would help, also with the speed cushions that are being proposed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this item? If not, I'll close the public hearing and open it up to the commissioners.
I make a motion that we accept item number 6.
Do I have a second?
This is Commissioner Swadling, I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Next item is item number 7, discussion for possible action to approve the conversion of First Street between Bonneville Avenue and Clark Avenue to a one-way street going north.
All right, Joseph Norby, City Traffic Engineer, again for the record. This is, I'll caveat this with, this is one of those situations where I think we are more ratifying what we've done because we had a contractor that was quick to get out there and already do the work before we went through our full approval process today. So in conjunction with our Civic Plaza expansion across the street, we have looked for the need for additional parking adjacent to the plaza and the park area that we have created. On the screen is what we have proposed and what our contractor has already implemented along the First Street between Bonneville and Clark. This provides for additional parking for residents or citizens, people that come to any of the areas here at Civic Plaza. We've better delineated some parking for our city staff, both DPS, our Department of Public Safety, and our Parks and Rec Cultural Affairs, the ones that will be in charge of programming and maintaining the little park plaza. And then also laid out a couple ADA accessible parking stalls as well that provides ADA access in and around the Civic Plaza here on the campus. What this does then for us is it provides additional parking, provides some safety, as well as provides just a little bit more of a traffic calming in and around the Civic Plaza area.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This has been advertised as a public hearing. Is there anyone present who would like to speak on this item? If so, come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Seeing as we have none, I'll close the public hearing and open it up to the commissioners. Any comment?
Commissioner Stampert, clarify, please, sir, the segment that's one-way is just north of Bonneville, and it continues north of Clark?
So the one-way is only the block between Bonneville and Clark. So once we get north of Clark, it goes back to two-way traffic. And then
Oh, I
just,
see that now. You got to stop something
yeah.
there.
And then just for clarification, if you haven't noticed as well, the portion of Clark between this building and the new Civic Plaza has already been vacated right away. It is just all part of the plaza on the campus here. So Clark, and it's kind of the purple square on the top right there, is vacated right away and no longer a through street.
Did we pick up additional diagonal parking?
Yeah, so we had, I want to say, pretty much mirrored what's on the south side of the street. So we had about 10, 12 parking stalls on each side of First Street. With the addition of the angled parking, we're able to add an additional 10 to 12 parking stalls in there, as well as create stalls that are ADA accessible.
Are those metered stalls, or?
The public ones, so the ones that are kind of the green circles, those will be public metered parking that will be overseen by our city's parking services team.
Okay.
The others, purple and blue and the cyan color, those all become city parking for either our DPS, law enforcement, or Parks Rec Cultural Affairs. We do also have 2 stalls that are designated. They're the orange ones that are grab and go, 15-minute for the future restaurant tenant that will be part of the Civic Plaza.
Thank you.
Nice. Do I have a motion?
Commissioner Stamper, I move to approve item 7.
Do I have a second?
Commissioner Calderon, I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. This is the time on the agenda where we have citizens' participation. Items raised under this portion of the agenda cannot be acted upon by the Traffic and Parking Commission until the notice of provisions of the open meeting law requirements have been complied with. Therefore, action on such items will have to be considered at a later time. Do we have anybody that'd like to come forward? If none, I'll close the public hearing and I'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.